welcome to the Whiskey Lover Society with me, Gert. And today we continue with our series on the Glencadam distillery. We have looked at the 10-year-old Glencadam, the 15-year-old Glencadam, and today we will be looking at the 21-year-old Glencadam. Nice sample bottle that was sent to me by the distillery. So I am really looking forward to trying the 21-year-old, and in the end, in the last part of this series, I will be comparing all of them, giving a short brief description on each one, the main notes, and I will then also compare it in the end with the 25-year-old Glencadam. So I'm looking forward to this one. Also a little bit of background information. It is not colored and it is unchill filtered. It is matured in ex-bourbon casks. And if we look at the coloring, it's a little bit more darker than the previous one. So every years we added a little bit of coloring to it again, but it's for a 21-year-old, it is quite light. So looking at the color, I think it's more like a little bit of a golden color, maybe a dark straw type of color to it. So on the nose, so again, I think I'm totally in love with the Glencadam range. I have tasted quite a few of them. Well, most of them were the ex-bourbon, just ex-bourbon cask. I also see they have a little bit of a sherry cask one. So I think that's going to be the next one. I'm going to have a look at the sherry cask one as well, and maybe some of the other bottles that they have. So on this one, it's like every time we stepped up with the age, you dial up the notes. So on the 10 for me was fantastic. We moved up to the 15 and I can just feel a little bit or smell a little bit more intense. So dial the knob up 2-3 degrees. And if I take this one also, it's another 10 or 20% increase in volume. So the nose really nice. Again, we have quite the light fruity notes coming through. The floral notes, the perfumey notes that you get also in the 10 and 15-year-old. But like I said, it's a little bit more pronounced on the nose. So also it's bottled at 46%, so you do get the alcohol. But in this one, it feels like the alcohol has been toned down a bit. So the 15, I had a little bit more alcohol on the nose. On this one, it feels like it's been toned down just a little bit. So the alcohol is not that intense for me on this one. So I still get quite a lot of the red apple, the crispy red apple. Also a little bit on this one, I get a little bit of a peach, a fresh ripe peach note. Maybe going into a little bit of an apricot. A dried apricot type of note in it. Yeah, it is. It's like an interaction between the fruit. So you've got the peach and you've got the apricot, interacting, maybe also more like a juice mix. So I get that notes on it as well. So I also get a little bit of the caramel, a little caramel notes, a little bit vanilla, butterscotch. It also reminds me of butterscotch. And I don't know why I'm keeping repeating the words, but you know, it is fantastic. Also maybe a little bit of a vanilla ice cream. So the creaminess and the vanilla notes also coming through. There's a hint of cinnamon. But again, the sweetness, is really fantastic. And a note that I've been trying to identify with the 10, 15-year-old as well, and also in the 25-year-old. And I could never identify it. And last night I was thinking, where did I smell this before? And then it all just clicked. Gooseberries. In South Africa, we called it appeliefies. It's a small little fruit. As a child, we would run down the street, and there was a lady that had this tree with the gooseberries, and we would go steal gooseberries in the evening, and that is a distinct nose to it, it's distinct smell to it, a distinct taste to it. And last night I realized that after all these many years, that is what I'm smelling. Gooseberries. And we used to call the lady Auntie Appeliefie, because she's the only one that I knew that grew this type of tree. So yes, that is what I'm getting on this one as well. So enough about the nose. On the taste. Cheers. The sweetness just jumps out at you. People know me, I love a good sherry bomb. The only problem is that I had with a lot of the sherry bombs, of course, is the oak. Because they put it in ex-sherry casks, European sherry casks. And of course, that just pulls out the tannins as well, and it gives a load of bitter notes to it. And this one, nothing. Oh, on the first sip, nothing. So there's a little bit of a peppery note coming through. Sweetness, hint of pepper, hint of spice, but not the oak spice. It's not that bitter, spicy note that you get. Also on the taste, a little bit more dialed up from the 15-year-old. So it's like they squeezed the fruit and they made it a little bit more compact, a little bit more intense. So you get a dialed up version of the 15-year-old. I also get a little bit of a honey sweetness. So not much. The third sip that I took now is a little bit more toned down from the sweetness. The first sip was very sweet. The second sip I had a little bit more of the oak. Third sip, more oak and a little bit less sweetness. So it's trying to, well, in my mind, it's trying to balance out the flavors. Raisins, a sweet, nice, juicy raisin, and then with the oakiness, also a little bit of oak. I hate oak, but for me this is pleasant. This is a tolerable oak. So quite nice. The finish, again, a little bit on a dry finish. It's not a long finish. I get the sweetness, a hint of a sour note in the side of the mouth, tangy sourness, and a little bit of oak. Maybe just after you had a shot of espresso, that little bitter aftertaste that you get. So quite balanced, this one as well. Score wise, I will give this one a 89, which I think is quite a big score. I will go have a look at the price. I think it is quite expensive. So I will have a look at the price, and I will put it in the description as well, so that you can see more or less what we're paying for this bottle in Europe. And yeah, that is me for this review. I must say it was a fantastic experience going through the Glencadams. Please remember to like and subscribe the video, and remember, I will be posting a new one soon, and I will do a quick comparison short video on 4 of the Glencadams, and I will tell you which one is my favorite, and you will be quite surprised. So thanks for watching. Cheers.